Hey guys, so this is the next video. Hold on, okay. And this is the last song entry one. Now this is the third take because I'm gonna be talking for quite a bit. And I'm not gonna be putting in any skips with this one, unlike I might try to do the other one. I can't make any promises on that. But this is gonna be the hardest one to do because of this. Now I'm gonna try. Actually, the other thing's almost done. So, the song I'm singing from this is "A New Hope" by Broken Iris. Now, there's a lot to this story, so this is why it's gonna be a while with talking with it. And as much as I appreciate some people who do listen, if you really don't want to hear, just try to read as best as possible. So literally I'm going to be starting at the beginning. I'm going to try to not go too much off track because I want to make sure this is not extremely long. But this is going to be as long as I can take it. So it's been 2 years since we moved to where I live now. So we moved the year of 9/11, as I had said in my last video. Not the same month, but the same year. Or close to that same year. And it'd been 2 years since I found out I actually had ADD, which now has been corrected to Asperger's syndrome, but at the time it was ADD. And 2 years since I lost my brother, my best friend, my dog, Barney. Now, Barney is a different story, which I will tell another time. So, pretty much the second half of 3rd grade and all of 4th, I was still the oddball out, even though some people were pretty nice to me. But, I couldn't really call anybody friends, because I didn't know how to anymore. I wasn't my norm, and because I wasn't familiar with everything, and I just didn't want to. I didn't know how to make friends again, because it seemed like the way I was, that was off-putting. So when summer 5th, or before 5th, I wished for a friend. And my mom at the time, she was still trying to find a place to work, like that stuck. She worked at one other place before, when we first moved to where I live. And but then she found a different place that was kind of closer, and it was right next to it was a pet shelter. And we were it had been 2 years, so we decided to pick another pet out, not a dog, because we knew that none of us could take care of a dog at the time, so we were going to get a cat. My mom saw this one cat, but out of the corner of my eye, I see this little black and white fluff ball, and he was just so adorable. I could hold him in my hands. He was so small, and I was a kid at the time, so it was so small that I couldn't believe it. Okay, sorry, I'm just pausing this because I'm going to be going to put the stuff in there soon. And he grew up. Now, the thing is, the year I graduated, over time, I don't know when it started, but he was getting sick, where he would get hairballs, and it's like no matter what kind of food we tried, we took him to who now is my boss, the veterinarian in our town, and no one could figure out what was going on. We tried everything. We tried different foods where he wasn't getting abruptly switched back and forth. We tried medicine, and he was still taking it by the time that this all happened. But the year I started college, my first semester, something happened. Now, my dad works a specific way where you get these paid weeks off. Sometimes you can get more depending on when you want to take them, but he took the week of Valentine's Day of 2013. So it's been more than 3 years now. So I was around 20, maybe 21. I don't think I was 21 just yet. No, I wasn't 21 because 2014 was 21. And now normally with the school I've been going to for the last 3 years, it takes 30 to 45 minutes, not including snow or weather or traffic or any other delays. And my dad took off that week, so we also had my ride take off, like where I didn't need it, and I would have gone back to it the following week. And my dad took me. So like I said, 30 to 45 minutes, usually 45 back then. We learned how to get it to where it was 30. And within those 30 to 45 minutes, my mom actually had her lunch break, because if this was the Wednesday, the day before Valentine's Day, there's certain things, even though they've changed stuff, it's like everyone has certain hours, and I usually have kind of like schedulized, unless she goes somewhere on her lunch break that I don't know about, like the grocery store or something like that. Usually I know when her time is, excluding Mondays, like clockwork. And we were supposed to be going out that day, maybe the next day after I got out of classes. But when she came home for lunch, which was at the same time as we were all gone, me and my dad were already gone, and I had already said goodbye to the cat, and I was hoping, to hopefully see him when I got home. But that didn't happen. He had gone into shock, and my mom found whether he went into shock when it happened or already happened before she had found him. But she took him to one of my current jobs, which is at a veterinary clinic in town, and turned out he had diabetes. Now my mom saw him the next day. I had classes still, but my mom saw him the next day. And then when I went to work on Friday like I usually do, I got to go and see him. And my boss is a very kind-hearted man and very understanding. So when we found out he had diabetes, we were going to jump on the bandwagon for giving him the insulin shots and everything. But when you have diabetes, I guess, especially for a pet, you get cold a lot. Like, you have to keep up the insulin, which means, for the warmth. So he had me just holding him in a blanket, just keeping him warm in our break room. And I had never felt so scared my entire life, because it's like this little baby, this cat I had come to love and know as like a little brother, because he would come into my room sometimes without my permission, but it was always okay because I loved him. But he would snoop around, and my current cats do that too. So, because I'm an only child, so my pets have been like somewhat siblings to me. Like, Barney was an older brother, and Oreo was a younger brother. Even though when he died, he probably could have been my age now. But that Friday night, we ended up deciding where we called my boss and asked him if we could bring him home, because if he died, we wanted him to die in the home that he had so much love in. Sadly, that did not. We did bring him home, but he refused to stay in one place. He did not want to be coddled. He wanted to die. If he was going to die, he wanted to die alone, away, because he didn't want to hurt. I don't think he wanted to hurt us. But me and my mom are stubborn as hell, and we did not let that happen. But my mom ended up making me go to bed because I needed my sleep, and then the next day my mom had to work. So me and my dad were mainly with him, and we were going to have to put him down probably when my mom got off of work. But within the couple hours, because my mom only works a certain amount of hours on a Saturday with her current job, and he had already started losing function in his back legs where he was retaining water significantly, and it was just torture to see him. We could not bear to see him like that any longer, and we called my mom saying that we need to do this now and put him out of his misery. So her work understood the situation, and she left, and we called my boss, and we brought him in, and we put him down. And yeah. But that's like a summed up version of what a contest entry I had done in the last month for a different group. Because it was pet themed, and because the person who's doing it found out in the last month that her dog had cancer. So I also want. And I was very sorry to hear that for her, but it's like, I knew exactly what I was doing with mine. I didn't use my normal the pictures you usually see me using. I actually used a different website, like, that I only use for one thing, usually. But, yeah, so I'm gonna read this bottom half, though, of what the thing was, so now that I've summed up. But after we buried him, I became a shell of myself. That whole next week, I was depressed. Mostly, I just really couldn't. I was just so sad. And, but after that, my brain decided to do a coping mechanism where it made me forget altogether that Oreo had died, or that he was even there, and just made me focus on school. Now, I'm going to say this, I was taking 3 classes at a time, and I still failed one of them because it screwed me up. But one of my first days of summer, after that semester was over, I was going to work for the vet, because I hadn't got my other job back at the time. That would have been a month later, probably. And I had come home, and I'm trying to read but I came home and I called Oreo, I'm home. And I didn't hear anything. And usually I would find him very easily. If not, then he's like hiding from me, or just like trying to relax away from us, or away from where he could cool down or something. But it's like, usually it wasn't that hard to find him. So not getting a response right away, or finding him right away, right in our main living room, dining room area, by the front, which is what you can see when you come in my front door. I broke down in tears because all the memories of what had happened a few months ago had come back. And I was glad I didn't decide to go to school that summer, because I got my other job back. And my cat wants to come in here, so I'm gonna move this a little bit. Come on, you. Hi, sweetie. I don't know if you can hear that. Hi, sweetie. Come here. Oh, calm down. This is Trixie. She is our most recent member. And she is a little fluffball princess, right? Yeah, we got her because I'm gonna, come on. There you go. Good girl. But anyway, within that second semester, so the second half of the first year, we did get Snickers. And it's like, he doesn't replace Oreo by a long shot. And while my mom chose him, he thinks of me as mommy. While Oreo, it was reversed. He loved my mom. He always wanted to go by my mom. but he knew when to come by me because he knew when I was upset. He knew how to that I needed maybe some comfort, and he knew exactly what to do. So if you remember that song from Toy Story 2, part of that song is like you can consider with him. But with Snickers and Trixie, they are little spoiled babies more than he ever was. She just cooed. Anyway, don't even think about it. Hey, Trixie. No. And there she goes. And, that same year, two other things happened. The previous semester I did get a boyfriend a guy that was close to my age, if not maybe a year younger or older, or younger I would say probably, and he got me into a series called RWBY. Now, do you remember what my second episode was about? Well, the first one was just like a memo kind of thing. The first episode was talking about talking about RWBY and when the fourth trailer was coming out, or the trailers were coming out, and actually White was coming out when Oreo had died. So I don't know if that was before or after. I think it was the week of Valentine's Day when that came out, though. But I used my computer to talk about. Oh jeez, she's being a little bouncy house. But I had used my computer to do blog videos and watching or talking about stuff, and that's how Alex Blog came to be. It was a coping mechanism besides work until the next semester, so I could bide my time and distract myself even further, but this was consciously while my brain did subconsciously during that semester. The second thing was actually why I'm making this video in the first place. Yes, it has been more than 17 minutes now, and I am sorry, but this is important. So with that being said, I can put the other one up. So I was still listening to my iPod a lot, but I started bringing in more where I brought it when I was sitting on the bus, because I couldn't bear silence if there was silence, or even not silence. I just wanted to listen to my music, and I came across Broken Iris's A New Hope still on my iPod, because earlier that year also, probably around that same first semester, something happened with our iPod's storage drive, which was this little box, tiny flat, kind of almost flat box thing. It got shorted out after we had to switch to our laptop, and so this was right around when maybe soon after Frozen came out. So like, if Frozen came out around Thanksgiving or Christmas time, it was a couple months after that. So we've had the same music on all three of our iPods for the last 3 years. Everything, but I listen still to music and I keep myself updated, but I didn't, and so finding that song still on my iPod was a godsend, because it literally reminded me of what had happened, but I wanted to use it as productivity. I was hoping maybe I could earn a privilege to get Wacom, which I ended up not using for as much as I wanted to, because after I had to switch computers a couple of times, it's like it won't want to adjust stuff. Well, actually, it was only after the first one to the second one it didn't want to adjust stuff. But I wanted to do like a art video using this song and making kind of a little bit of an adjusted storyline of what had happened, telling my story, not like the whole thing from him as a kid, but just from what had happened at that time and everything. So I'm gonna say this: you never forget your pets. They are like your siblings. They are like your family. They are like your friends. You will never forget them because they are a part of you. Unless you are an abuser, then I would say, well, I can't actually say what I want to say because of this new censorship possibly, but I think everyone knows what I want to say. But pets are a godsend, and I usually never want to say that because of how I've been these last couple months. But and ironically, losing my pet did not distill what I did believe in at the time. It just actually, that was the one thing I thought you would think that would make me not want to be religious, and it probably did help me in the long run a little bit within the last year or two before my mind kind of got figured everything out. But if I hear this in one other song, I do get a little upset, but I do love singing both songs, so usually it won't be until close to the end that I do get a little upset. But I do listen to them from time to time, as well as on the days that I lost Barney and I lost Oreo. So I've got a couple months before Barney's anniversary comes up, and then one more before Oreo's. So Broken Iris's New Hope was a big thing for me, and the pictures actually of what I kind of think it would look like if I did do that art video thing. And don't ask me to try to do it or try to get back into it. If I do ever do it, I will say if I am, but I was just trying to make it look like what I think I would have worn, especially now I didn't do the coat exactly like what my actual coat is that I would have used, but yeah. Now that I am at 22 minutes, I am officially going to be starting though the music part, and do forgive me that this took a bit longer than I expected. Sorry. Yes, close all tabs. There we go. Sorry, that was for a different thing. To your grave I spoke, holding a red rose. Gust of freezing cold air whispers to me that you are gone. Always asking questions why life is over. Waited that I never expected that I underestimated my love for you. To your grave I spoke, holding a red rose. Gust of freezing cold air whispers to me that you are always just out of reach from my frustrated, shameful hands, and I never expected that I would never take for granted our precious time. To your grave I spoke. your grave I spy, holding a red, red rose. Burst of blazing cold air whispers to me, you're gone. Spent a lifetime of holding on just to let go. I guess I'll spend another lifetime searching for a new sorry. But yeah, as you can see, that's kind of why I wanted to warn ahead of time that I might get a little emotional, and the other one's just actually worse. But anyway, yeah, this is the last one, and hopefully maybe I will, as soon as I figure out everything as of tomorrow, because dancing starts tomorrow too, what I'm doing about song-wise, other than that one song I had done for fun, and any I've done already in the past. I might redo some of those depending on how they sounded. But yeah, I am going to review this, but most likely I won't be editing or redoing this one, because as you can see, I actually got fully through it. And usually it's something that goes wrong during the thing that makes me have to redo it. But this is Alex saying off. Click like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Comment down below if you have a song that reminds you of a loss you had in your life. And maybe I might, if you might have any interesting songs that you think you might want to hear me sing. Bye.